The benefits of video games. Certainly, many popular titles today are M-rated and intended for discerning adults, given the average age of today's gaming audience. But the vast majority of games can be played by a broad range of ages and still manage to be fun and engaging without resorting to foul language or violence. Games can definitely be good for the family, says the ESRB's Patricia Vance. There's plenty of selection. Oftentimes I think parents feel that they're not because video games in the media are portrayed as violent, and hardcore games tend to get the lion's share of publicity. But parents also need to be comforted knowing that for everyone is by far largest category of software. Nearly 60% of the almost 1,700 ratings we assigned last year were for everyone, which means there's a huge selection of games available that are appropriate for all ages. In fact, most video games do have quite a few redeeming qualities, even those with violent content. All games can and do have benefits for players, and in a number of different and sometimes surprising ways. Educational benefits for students. A recent study from the Education Development Center and the U.S. Congress-supported Ready to Learn (RTL) initiative found that a curriculum that involved digital media such as video games could improve early literacy skills when coupled with strong parental and teacher involvement. Interestingly, the study focused on young children, and 4- and 5-year-olds who participated showed increases in letter recognition, sounds association with letters, and understanding basic concepts about stories in print. The key for this study was having high-quality educational titles, along with parents and teachers who were equally invested in the subject matter. That way kids could discuss and examine the concepts that they were exposed to in the games. Also interesting is the value that video games are proven to have even for very young players. A study by the Education Department Center further found that low-income children are better prepared for success in kindergarten when their preschool teachers incorporate educational video and games from the Ready to Learn initiative. Older children such as teens and tweens can benefit from gameplay as well. Even traditional games teach kids basic everyday skills, according to Ian Bogost, associate professor at the Georgia Institute of Technology and founder of software maker Persuasive Games. Look at World of Warcraft. You've got 11-year-olds who are learning to delegate responsibility, promote teamwork, and steer groups of people toward a common goal. Games that are designed to help teach are having an impact on college-age pupils as well. Following a recent 3D virtual simulation of a US/Canadian border crossing, wherein students assumed the role of guards, Loyalist College in Ontario reported that the number of successful test scores increased from 56% to 95%. Educational benefits for adults. Surprise, adults can learn something and benefit from video games, too. As mentioned earlier, research underway by the Office of Naval Research indicates that video games can help adults process information much faster and improve their fundamental abilities to reason and solve problems in novel contexts. In fact, results from the ONR study show that video game players perform 10% to 20% higher in terms of perceptual and cognitive ability than non-game players. As Dr. Ezriel Kornel explains on WebMD.com, playing certain video games Brain Age or Guitar Hero can also improve hand-eye coordination, enhance split-second decision-making and even, potentially, boost auditory perception. Just playing isn't enough, though, says Dr. Kornel. The key is that you have to be improving each time you play, because in order to improve you have to be learning. Anytime the brain is in learning mode, Kornel says, there are new synapses forming between the neurons. So, you're creating thousands of connections that can then be applied to other tasks as well. Someday, a video game might even save your life, as games are already benefiting students and practitioners in the medical field too. A study published in the February edition of Archives of Surgery says that surgeons who regularly play video games are generally more skilled at performing laparoscopic surgery. In addition, according to Dr. Jeffrey Takeman, the director of Duke University's Human Simulation and Patient Safety Center, serious games and virtual environments are the future of education. Besides offering medical students the ability to practice on patients, which is much safer in the digital world, simulations offer healthcare providers several upsides. Chief among them, Takeman says, are the abilities to make choices, see results, and apply information immediately. Beyond allowing for greater scalability and group collaboration than traditional classrooms, every decision made in a virtual world, he continues, can be tracked and benchmarked against best practices, then standardized or archived for others' review. The traditional textbook will soon become passé, he suggests. Gaming platforms will offer an interactive way for students to learn and apply information in context. Improved multitasking. Other carefully designed studies have also shown that action video games can improve several aspects of brain activity, including multitasking. According to studies by Daphne Bavelier, a professor of brain and cognitive sciences at the University of Rochester, video gamers show real-world improvements on tests of attention, accuracy, vision, and multitasking after playing certain titles. If you think about it, the attentional and working memory demands of video games can be much greater than other tasks, says Michael Stroud, a professor of psychology at Merrimack College. Consider Pac-Man as an example. In Pac-Man, you must navigate your character through a spatial layout while monitoring the separate paths of 4 additional objects, the ghosts, while keeping the overall goal of clearing the small pellets in memory, as well as keeping track of the remaining large pellets. Think about how this may apply to skills such as driving, he continues. When you drive your car, you are faced with a constantly changing environment in the road, not to mention several other distractions that compete for attention that reside in the car. At the same time, you are attempting to navigate through the environment to reach a goal. Encouraging cooperation and teamwork. Many games today also emphasize the cooperative aspects of gameplay, in which 2 or more players need to work together in order to reach a common goal. For instance, games like LEGO Star Wars or Kirby's Epic Yarn are enhanced by having players cooperate to solve in-game puzzles. Massively multiplayer games such as LEGO Universe and Lord of the Rings Online further offer added depth, atmosphere, and enjoyment by allowing players to band together and work as a team in order to complete certain quests or defeat especially tricky opponents. Game industry analysts such as DFC Intelligence actually predict that video game revenue will reach nearly $70 billion by 2015, thanks in large part to these online, cooperative, subscription-based games that can be played together. Small wonder top titles like Star Wars, The Old Republic, and Titan, the next MMO from Blizzard, the company that created World of Warcraft, continue to resonate so strongly with millions worldwide. Even the way that games are made can encourage teamwork. At Washburn University in Kansas, students study the game development process as a way to build teamwork and collaborative skills. It taught me to work in a group, said Washburn student Adam Bidow of the program in a recent interview with the Washburn Review. Video games are not created by just one person, and they require you to work well with others. You have to pool everyone's talents together in order to produce the required product. Building confidence. Researchers from McGill University's Department of Psychology have created and tested computer games that are specifically designed to help people enhance their self-acceptance. The researchers drew on their experience playing repetitive computer games and devised novel counterparts that would help people feel more positive about themselves. Even games that aren't specifically designed to do so can still help kids feel a sense of achievement, based simply on the basic principles involved in what makes a good game. Through puzzles, exploration, and discovery, players learn to succeed in ways that some researchers say our brains actually prefer. Most games are designed to introduce a concept, such as jumping, and then provide players with an opportunity to master it. Players are then free to explore and utilize and achieve success with this new skill, growing in self-confidence all the while. Promoting exercise. All parents know that kids need a healthy combination of physical and mental exercise. Happily, today's motion-controlled games from Microsoft's Xbox 360 Kinect, Nintendo's Wii and Wii U, and Sony's PlayStation Move help kids get both kinds of workouts at the same time.